Hey guys, so you can see where I am. I'm down in the southeastern corner, the sunny southeast of Ireland. I decided yesterday, so today is the 2nd of July, Ellie's birthday, and I decided yesterday to follow the sun. I looked at the forecast and it said that it was going to be beautiful down the southeast and it was going to be less than beautiful up in the west. So following my guide, my Pilgrim Path in Ireland guide, I decided to come down, do two walks down here. One is the a little loop in Ardmore. So Ardmore is a beautiful little village, unpretentious, got a nice feel to it, really clean, really well maintained. The beach is lovely, so it's a really, really nice feel to it. And there's a walk here at St. Declan, who it is rumoured, locally of course, that he predated St. Patrick, and he's the original saint here in Ireland. He set up a monastery here, and I'm going to do a little loop. It's only a short walk, I don't know, 4 or 5 kilometres or something. A small little walk. I'm going to do that up along the head and up to the monastery, have a look around the monastery, then back down, have a look at the town. So I'm expecting this to take me an hour and a half. A nice, easy little, just a stroll actually, really. But it's another one I want to tick off the list. And then my plan is this evening to drive up to Lismore and park up in Lismore, because tomorrow morning I want to take a bus from Lismore up to Ardfinnan. There are 2 buses I have to take, but there's one at 7:15 in the morning. It'll take me up to Ardfinnan, and then I can walk the Rian Bo Phadraig back from Ardfinnan back to Lismore, which is 22k I think, and quite a bit of climb. So that should be an interesting walk tomorrow. The forecast here is for beautiful weather, low 20s, perfect walking weather. So that's it. Let's get going and see what St. Declan has to offer us. Well, I'm back. That was a short walk, but a wonderful walk. So I headed off from here and wandered my way up to the cliff and climbed up by the cliffs. And interesting, on the left hand side there's a rock, or a big rock, that sort of sits there, and you can crawl underneath it down on the water line. And apparently it's St. Declan's rock. When he was sailing over to here and he was looking for somewhere to land, that rock was floating in front of him in the water with a bell on top of it, and showed him exactly where to land. So there you go. And then further on, sort of lovely, it climbs up, and beautiful views out over the sea. I have a cliff walk up by St. Declan's well, which are nice. And then you come to Father O'Donnell's well, which was built in 1929. Apparently he had a great belief in the restorative powers of the local water. So there's a little seat in the well. You can sit in it and dunk your feet when the water flows over them. Good for pilgrims, I suppose, but you want to be walking a bit further. And then it continues off through farmland. And it's not very pleasant. through farmland and down to the far side of Ardmore, where you have the church and his hermitage, his church, and you have the round tower. So it's really, really very, very pretty. A lovely, lovely, easy walk. Be nice if you're out for a stroll with the kids. It'd be a lovely sort of walk to do. So that's sort of it. So much for, that's another one ticked off the list, the Ardmore Pilgrim Path. And now I'm going to head up to Lismore. It's about what? I'm heading up for 2 o'clock. I'm going to drive up to Lismore. I've been in Lismore many times, but I've never really checked out the village. So I'll drive up there, park up somewhere, check out the village, get a good night's sleep, and get the early bus in the morning to Ardfinnan. I'll do my Rian Bo Phadraig. So there we go. Talk to you later. Okay guys, so I did the tour of Lismore, and I suppose I have 2 comments to make on it. The first is the town itself is without doubt very pretty. It's sort of dominated by Lismore Castle, and all the side streets, the houses are sort of lovely, charming, old world. However, there are quite a number of vacant units. Shops are closed up, and I know a lot of these little towns, Ballinrobe included, although Ballinrobe will be larger than Lismore, but a lot of these little towns didn't recover from COVID. Things closed down and they never reopened. So the town is lovely, the sun is shining. You can see where I'm parked here. Let me just show you where I'm parked. And obviously very touristy in summer, but I'm not sure about the local economy. Well, good morning guys. It is 6:23 by my watch. You can see a Bolero there behind me. I can see here where I'm parked up in Lismore, and this is Friday the 3rd of July, and I'm going to walk down now to the Ardfinnan Road and see if I can hitch a lift to Ardfinnan. I thought there was a bus going, but there isn't. Or if there is, it'll get me there at midday. Incredible that I've seen. There's one at 7:30. It takes till midday to get there. So I'm going to try an alternative. So yeah, my plan for today is to walk from Ardfinnan back here to Lismore. And it's a big, big walk. Depending on which walk I take, it's anything from low 20s to around 30 something, 31, 32 kilometres. And there's an ascent of about, it seems, over 1,000 metres, maybe 1,100 metres or something like that. So it's going to be a big, big walk. So I'm heading down here now, and hopefully I'll be able to hitch a lift. I've been successful before, and fingers crossed. Well, I'm here in Clocheen, so I got a lift. I waited about just short of an hour. I'm 10k from Ardfinnan, so hopefully somebody will come along, give me a lift the last little stretch, and I get going. Well, here I am in Ardfinnan, just a few minutes later. So I was at the junction, and this lady came around. I thumbed and she gave me a lift. Her name was Mona, and she knows Hannah well, my daughter Hannah. So apparently Hannah and her daughter or something were friends when they were kids. So we had a great old chat. She ran me over. So I'm here now. I'm going to study my book, see where I start my hike, and then I'm going to get going. So it's 8 o'clock, so I've done really well. Very, very pleased to get over here this quickly. So I'll talk to you en route. So guys, here I am. I'm about 10.5, 11k into the walk, about 300 metres of ascent. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful walk so far. Long little country roads, little dirt tracks, creelcha paths up to the forest. The sun is shining, it must be 18, 20 degrees. Gentle breeze keeping me cool, perfect. I'm here at the Liam Lynch Memorial. This is a memorial to the Chief of Staff of the Republican side in the Civil War. And he was killed here in an ambush and sort of marked the end of the Civil War. We've got this beautiful big monument built to commemorate him. So this is my first pit stop, 10, 11k into it. I plan to do another one at about 20k. Feeling good, really enjoying the hike. Oh God, designed to test me. Guys, so pit stop number 2. I'm about 4 hours into the hike. I have just over 20k done and 700 metres of ascent. I say certainly 300 or 400 metres of descent. The last bit now, I have to be honest, was tough. I'm feeling it at this stage. My feet are getting sore, but the ground is, you can see it behind me, it's all rocky at the moment. Although most of the walking has been really nice, this last bit has been very rocky and tough going. But I've had my pit stop. I've had some 2 little sandwiches I made this morning, and I have had some, my tea's all gone, so I had some water in the flask. It's nice and cool, and I'm ready to finish. I reckon I have about 10k more to go. So yeah, time to press on. I'm back in the van, back in Bellero, back in Lismore. What a hike. 32.5 kilometres, almost 1,200 metres of ascent, 6 hours, 20 minutes, I think. And that was as tough a hike now as I've done in a long time. And so funny, I was just saying a video ago how all these pilgrim trails are dead easy. Well, there you go. I have to eat my words. So, interesting hike. I didn't meet a single person between Ardfin and Lismore. Incredible though that may seem. 32.5 kilometres. Little country roads, creelcha, hardcore paths in the woods, in the forest. Mountain trails, open mountainside. And more sort of little country roads. At the last walk back, the last 5 or 6 kilometres on a road, and that was tough going at the end, you know. But it's a beautiful, beautiful walk. I'm really, really pleased with it. So I started out in Ardfinnan on the Rian Bo Phadraig. But the Rian Bo Phadraig and St. Declan's Way and the Tipperary Heritage Trail for the first 10k are the same trail, as is often the case. And then the Rian Bo Phadraig veers off somewhere. But the guidebook, the guy's direction, the guidebook are absolutely useless. They really are very, very poor. and there were no waymarks at all for the Rian Bo Phadraig. So I continued on St. Declan's Way, and so the first 10k was Rian Bo Phadraig, the next 10k and St. Declan's Way, next 10k was St. Declan's Way, and then I realised St. Declan's Way was veering off to the left. I wasn't sure exactly where it was going, but sure as I wasn't going towards this moor. So or maybe it was by some new convoluted route. So I scrambled across open gorse, open mountainside, and I found the heritage trail that was heading down to Lismore, and I followed that down. And I really, really enjoyed the walk. The weather was perfect, probably 20 degrees, maybe 21, 22 degrees, gentle breeze the whole day, perfect. I'm glad I brought food, and I'm glad I don't normally bring food. I don't normally bring anything, actually, as you know, but I'm glad I brought food and water. I ate an apple at 10k, I ate my 2 sandwiches at 20k, I drank my tea up at Len, drank water at 20k. I drank water on the last 10k back, stopped twice and drank water. So I was really glad I brought the gear. I brought in my emergency backup, then never fails me, green and black 85% cocoa chocolate, but I didn't have to use it. So yeah, a great walk. A bit longer than I would have liked. I sort of had enough at 25k. I sort of had enough, and so I found the last whatever it was 7k tough, but it was what it was. Really, really pleased with the walk. I had thought about hanging around here till tomorrow, and I'm not going to now. I'm too tired. I'm going to drive back to Ballinrobe and chill. Yeah, great walk. It was funny actually. Even though I lived up in South Tipperary, up in Ruska, outside of Cahir, I knew Ardfinnan well. I wasn't walking. I wasn't really hiking the area in those days. I was hiking in the Galties with the Galtee walkers, but not really paying attention and not really doing these long distance walks. So this was really, really interesting. So it was for me to see a bit of I suppose my own area, or what was my own area once upon a time. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. Okay, see you on the next one.